Oh, what up, Patrick? What's going on, bro? All right, Patrick, aka Christian. He says, I'm here for you every single live. I appreciate that, bro. Is the audio okay? Can you hear me, guys? Caleb 1510. What up, Caleb? What up, typical? Okay, is the audio good? Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Hey, what up, Maximilian? What's going on, bro? Oh, okay, appreciate that, Max, bro. And I forgot to tell you, congratulations on that win. On the championship, bro. So, you were busy that day, so you know, I heard you made a winning shot. So that's what's up, man. All right, appreciate that, Crack Master. What up, Dave? Aram, what's going on? What up, Ruth? How are you? What up, Eli? You're welcome, Max. Guys, we're out here just getting the heart pumping, getting that blood flowing through your body. You know, we're making sure we got a good posture. I appreciate that, Patrick, man. Hey, shout out to Mr. Goat 123. What up, Steven? What up, Sunita? What up, Robert? Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna upgrade the speed bag. All right, don't worry, guys. This is just the beginning of something great. What up, Okuga? What's going on? All right, guys. Coach, man, I'm trying. This is my second time using the speed bag. I'm not a pro fighter or anything. What up, Daniel P? Shout out to Daniel Pinata. Man, he's been a day day one supporter. He's been here since under 10 subscribers. Special shout out to him. Let's keep going, guys. Everybody hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you want to become the best version of yourself. Alright guys, this is day 2 of learning how to fight. Good straights, not gonna lie. Appreciate that. No, this is boxing from the Midwest area. Deliberate movement, good work. Thank you, Puff Dutch. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm not a pro fighter or nothing. I'm not a boxer. This is actually my second time in my life that I'm actually trying to learn how to fight, you know, guys. So we're all learning together, you know. Everybody's in their own lane, you know. All right, see you, Patrick. Good night, bro. Take care. I'll try to go live tomorrow, you know. All right, Eli, that's fine, bro. Just make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future lives. Hey, what up, Luffy? You're back. I appreciate that, bro. Hit that like button. Puff Dutch says, slow, repetitive movement to hone proper technique is key, bro. Good work. Good luck, bro, for real. Great vibes. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. I really do, you know. I'm not claiming to be a professional fighter or anything, you know. I'm actually an amateur. I'm a rookie, you know. And if I were to get into a fight, I were to most likely lose, you know. Just trying to keep it transparent, guys. You know, a lot of people like to fake things out there. You know, no fake here, bro. We're gonna try to keep it real. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Well, for one, you could be out and about and you never know. Like, you could be out and about with your loved ones and a stranger, you know, they're on drugs or something, and they come and attack you. You gotta learn how to defend yourself, guys. And that's one reason what's motivating me right now to learn how to fight is because I don't know how to, bros. That's just the honest truth. That bag isn't for throwing hooks or straights, it's for rhythm. Gotcha. Okay, bro. Elvis. Alright, bro, I'm learning. Okay, speed bags are only for rhythm. Gotcha. Peace out, Eli. Alright. Luffy says, I've been in a lot of fights throughout my childhood and teenage years. That's awesome, bro, because I've never been in a fight, you know. I've only been in play fights, you know, with gloves. So I wouldn't really count that as fighting. Hey, what up, Destiny? What's going on? Dom King. What's up, Dom King? Why do two towards this? What up, Josh? Yeah, peace out, Eli. Everybody hit that like button, guys. Again, the comments are overwhelming, so if I don't get to your comment, comment twice. What up, Lily? How are you? What up, Celeste? Luffy Luffy says there could be way stronger than you, but they will go down, I guarantee it. For sure, bro. Appreciate the good vibes. Puff Dutch says rhythm and speed will come. I can glitch out on one of those doesn't mean they're all correct. Knowing how to defend yourself is important. That's right, bro. Puff Dutch knows. I can bet my money that he knows how to fight. You know, and I would not want to go up against him. Maxie says, when's my next video? Man, it's probably going to be a couple more weeks, guys. I'm trying to make a good storyline for the video, and I'm trying to make it at least like 10 minutes long, and I want my next video to be my best video yet. So I appreciate the patience, guys. I'm out here from the Midwest area, Joa Vega. Luffy Luffy, yeah, bro. We're just. This channel is all about transparency, you know, authenticity. You know, if you're down with that, hit the like button, guys, so we can push this out to the world. Okay, God's Tomahawk says, look up proper technique for speed back, brother. For sure, bro. You know, life gets so busy, guys. This is really the only time when I can train, and I appreciate you guys being here. You know, I'm just sharing my journey with y'all. So, appreciate that, guys. Next video in a few weeks, bros. Alright, Luffy Luffy says, I'm older than you. I've been around longer. Do not worry about punching people or anything. Learn how to do the headbutt. Alright, bro. I'm going to go ahead and learn how to do the headbutt right now. This is going to be my first headbutt I've done in my life. Shout out to Luffy Luffy. You know, he's out here trying to make me a better person, you know, and I really do appreciate that. If you really hate them, aim for the mouth. Whoa. Dang, that's going to knock out some teeth, huh? Alright, guys. Headbutt tryout number 1. How was that, Luffy Luffy? Alright, Skyscraper says, I've been known to knock out everyone out I come in contact with, my bro. Shout out to Skyscraper, you know. Charlie. Shout out to Charlie. So many comments again, guys. Okay, Anon says, do you have any friends that have been in fights that could help you? You know what? There is this one friend I could ask, you know, but they're really strong, so that probably helps them too, you know. Puff Dutch says, what's your training background? Avoid fights whenever necessary. Yeah, bro. You always want to avoid the fights. You know, I think fighting is only for like if you want to defend yourself or your loved ones, or yeah, I mean, you always want to avoid it. But if there's no chance of avoiding it, you know, you do what you gotta do. Shout out to Puff Dutch. He's throwing these comments in here. You know, appreciate that, bro. Beach Columber says program time. Alright, guys, this is your daily reminder to drink some water. Okay, Luffy Luffy says, I grew up in the Middle East as a black kid, and some of my teachers used to bet who's going to win the fight at lunchtime. Whoa. Whoa, you grew up in the Middle East, huh? Man, that's wild, bro. I appreciate you putting that into perspective, bro. Anon says he's shouting out from Iowa. Shout out to Anon. He's putting Iowa on the map. Luffy Luffy says you have to fight dirty. Puff Dutch says fighting only okay when absolutely no other option. Trust me. I agree, man. I agree. You always want to de-escalate the situation. You know, you never want to add gasoline to the fire. You know, but if you have to, guys, you do what you got to do. Lucky says you need to do what you need to do to win. Yep, like my exact words, right? Tony says I'm a lot older than you, but honestly, your boxing wouldn't matter. Rock you to the jaw and sleep you. Yeah, I mean, got you, bro. I mean, vein, throw liver, or throw culinary survivor. Welcome back to the live, bro. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to Luffy Luffy. Luffy Luffy says he's from Seattle. All right, I'm from the Midwest area. Somebody says I gotta get a Switch. Man, if you're talking about Nintendo Switch, yes. But no, I know what you mean. Okay, Luffy says, I do not like to fight most of the time. I can negotiate out of the situation. Yeah. Guys, you never know when somebody might pull out a knife, guys, and you know, you think it's just like a fist fight, but they could be losing and they get like butt hurt and they pull out a knife and they just, you know, you always want to de-escalate, you know. So me and Luffy Luffy are kind of the same, you know. I always try to de-escalate. Man, so many comments, guys. I appreciate all the comments, guys. Sorry if I didn't get to yours, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit this punching bag because I need a train, you know, and you guys are here training with me. We're in the YouTube trenches together. Okay, somebody says only rhythm. Alright guys, so when you say rhythm, is that what you mean? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Alright guys, everybody hit that like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button, you know, we're out here. I want you to become the best version of yourself, you know, because I believe in you. Alright, Luffy Luffy says, the last fight I got in was almost 10 years ago. Some dude outside the bar was beating on his girl. I think it was his girlfriend. So I did headbutt him. Okay, so I'm imagining the situation, you know, Seattle bar. Luffy, big OG guy. He walks out the bar, he sees some guy beating his girl. He goes up to him, the guy trying to de-escalate, talk to the man and de-escalate the situation, but he wasn't going. So he saw a threat, and Luffy, the OG, he headbutted him. That's what's up, bro. I appreciate you sharing the stories, man. This is what the comment section is all about. Luffy says it's a wild place over there. Peter, what up, Peter? Luffy says teachers will smoke cigarettes with you at lunchtime in the Middle East. Man, that's wild, bro. If they did that here in the States, man, they'll be all over the news. Alright, can you give my buddy a shout out? His name is Gabe. What? Are you getting ready? What up, Alan? Luffy says you can always walk away. Yep, that's true, man. Just walk away, man. I mean, some people, they get kind of emotional, but you gotta be like a rock, guys. You gotta be emotionless, if you know what I mean. Okay, Albert. Okay, here we go. Albert says you have to let the bag hit the back of the board, then front of the board, then the back, and then you hit it again. Is that how you do it? Thank you, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out, just so I can learn, man. I appreciate you guys. This is day 2 of me learning how to fight. So I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, you have to let the bag hit the back. Oh, okay, so I have to go like that, and then that, and then you hit it. All right. Oh man, Albert, I appreciate that, man. That put things into perspective. I have to hit the speed bag more harder if I wanted to go like that, and like that. So I've been doing it all wrong, guys. So we're out here learning. Maxie says, don't listen to the hate, man. People love your vids, so do it for them. Yeah, bro. No, actually, the hate, actually helps, push this live more into people's timelines, because YouTube loves engagement, So I appreciate everybody being here, guys. You're helping the YouTube algorithm push this further. I don't know. This is not my place, I just happen to be here. I didn't pay for it, so I don't know, guys. Luffy says, oh, 713 Shake. What up, bro? Welcome back to the live, man. I appreciate you being here, bro. Luffy says, it is called old man strength. I can never beat my dad on arm wrestling, even when he was 65. Wow, so that old man strength is real, huh? Appreciate that, bro. What up, Nan? What up, Nan J? Oh, what up, Mark? You're back. You're back to the live, man. You've been here for like the past 4 or 5 lives. I appreciate that, man. Joel says you can walk away, but remember you have the right to defend yourself. Alright, that's true, guys. What up, picture and painting? 713 says like The Rock from WWE. What up, LAL Cam? What's up? They love Maddie. Hey, what's up? Luffy says, go Seahawks. Man, again, with the comments, guys, I appreciate that, guys. So many comments. Why is the speed bag uninflated? Alright guys, we're working on it. You know, it came with the house. Luffy says, sometimes they will chase you, then you have to deal with the situation and fight. Yeah. But my first option is to de-escalate and walk away. That's right, man. Everybody take notes from Luffy. Oh, what up, Jeremiah? Welcome back, man. How are you, bro? Keep it up, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Okay, somebody, Puff Dutch says, what about old man plus extra chromosome strength? Puff, you still here, bro? Appreciate you, bro. Everybody hit that like button, you know, so we can push this further to the algo. But there are times 100 should fight if you see a group of people jumping someone, if you see a guy attacking a lady. Up. I used to do a year of rant. In my culture and the way I was raised, that is the time to fight. For sure, Lucky. It was my personal speed bag for decades. Lucky says, I just did subscribe to you. Seem like a good kid. Thanks, man. I appreciate the subscribe button. And welcome to the army. We're out here fighting evil in the YouTube trenches. Puff Dutch says, if it's a couple, I avoid it because it can make you target both women in America would rather go after you than their abuser. What up, Momo? We're just out here getting the heart pumping. You know, getting that blood flowing through the body. I'm just hitting this punching bag right here. You know, this is day 2 of me learning how to fight. So, let's go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this right. Oh man, that's tougher than it looks, guys. And I said get the likes to over 100 like the other night. Yeah, guys, I appreciate that. Yesterday we got like 116 likes, something like that. So you guys are awesome, man. Without this, it wouldn't be possible without you guys. Our Canal Do Superficial says, the Brazil love you, bro. Shout out to Canal, man. Pup Dutch says, I have Asperger's and trained a lot, so definitely have CTE already. Uh-oh. So stay safe out here, guys. Okay, Luffy says, I have a sister, and I cannot imagine somebody hurting my sister. Like, that, so there was no talking, I had to take care of business. That's right, guys. That's another reason, guys, you know, as men, you know, as men, we have to be willing at any moment to give up our lives to defend our loved ones. All right, guys. If it had to, if it had to come down to it, guys, you gotta be willing to give up your life. All right, trade your life, you know, for somebody else. You know, guys. Always remember that, guys. All right, guys. This is day 2 of me learning how to fight. All right, I'm not a fighter. I'm learning. Welcome this person from Japan. Shout out from people from Japan. Luffy says it took me a while, but I could tell the difference between the Japanese. I'm a Chinese script. Luffy, I protect my sister still, even being grown, but she messed with me once and never again. I have crazy self-control, and that ain't a weakness. There you go, guys. Shout out to Puff Dutch. Somebody says, I think he popped his feet. Somebody says, can you punch that like Ryan Garcia? Sorry, I can't. I'm not good like him. Somebody says to do 500 push-ups and some pull-ups. Puff Dutch. Luffy says, no matter what they do, you must protect your family. There you go, guys. At any cost, against all odds, you know. It could happen at any moment, guys. Love, but Puff Touch says, I always defend my family. If they are in the wrong, I'll approach them later. Yeah. Defend first and then ask questions later, you know? Somebody says, I feel disrespected when another man attacks a female in front of me. Who do you think I am? Man, that's crazy, bro. Shout out to Luffy, you know. Not all heroes wear capes, man. Shout out to Latte Lover. Luffy says, aim for the nose, undo the headbutt. Aim for the nose, okay. Okay, Slick says, kidding, keep up the content. For sure, bro, most likely, man. I thought it was fluent English. He looks Aztec. Hey. Where's the bodies, bros? You must have watched my videos on my channel. Alright, Puff Dutch says, Luffy, I've dealt with several situations at my discretion. I get involved or not. One time I woke up with a huge knot on my head, and everyone thought I was cool, but my beer told me I beat dude. For sure, man. Sometimes, you know, we forget what happens, you know. Mark says, you're my hero. Shout out to Mark. Guys, another day one supporter, man. He's been here since like the past week. Hey, what up, Nia? What's up, man? Alright, Puff Dutch says he hit a woman multiple times and I swung and took the legs and the mount, elbows and punches. I didn't know what happened the next day. I was too faded. Shout out to Puff Dutch. I like the numbers, bro. 777. C Mine says, dude, you're so peak. Keep going, man. You know, they say the grind never stops. Everybody hit that like button, guys. Mark says, you give me inspiration. Yeah, man, we're all just trying to become better versions of ourselves. You know, one day at a time. You know. Yo, what up, Anonymous 777? Welcome to the live, bro. You've been here for the past, like, 3 days. Appreciate that, man. Alright, guys, we're going to go ahead and hit this punching bag, okay? So I appreciate all the comments, guys. Every single viewer watching this. Alright, every single viewer, every single like, every comment, you know, helps push this video further into the YouTube algorithm. So, man, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You know, all the support I've been getting, you know, is just, has been a dream to me, guys. So if you're a creator, if you want to become like a YouTuber, content creator, you know, I urge you to take that jump to become a creator, you know, because you never know the support you might get. Alright, guys, let's go. Man, that was wild. Sorry you guys have to watch that. But you know, if I suffer, you guys have to suffer, you know? Man, that's crazy. I'm so tired, guys. What's up, everybody? Guys on the live. What's going on? How's your night going? Everybody, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. You know, if you want to become the best version of yourself. Let's go, guys. Man, I'm sweating. What up, everybody? So many comments. I can't keep up. This is the third live in a row where the comments just keep coming in. The engagement is crazy, you know. Pup Dutch says Mayweather better get better than Ryan. Added Ryan is fast, but lots of people can get glitchy with hands. Shout out to Pup Dutch. He's been here since the beginning of the live. Shout out to Luffy Luffy. Somebody with a dumb ego will never say sorry after he does something. Appreciate you, Luffy, for still being here. Local Bug Google, what up, bro? You know, we're just out here getting the heart pumping, you know. What up, Sarah? How are you? John says, I'm an instructor, but no way near Mayweather I'll be. Man. Pup Dutch says, I like that, man. Prep, multiple dimension is good, man. Stay ready. The world's dangerous. Sarah says, I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate the sub. You know, welcome to the army. We're in the YouTube trenches, you know, fighting evil. Erwin says, what's up? What up, Erwin Acosta? Luffy says, I do not know if you got to remember Mike Tyson in the 90s. He was knocking out people in less than a minute. Ooh, man. I wish I were to experience the 90s, you know. If anybody want to comment down below and tell me how the 90s were, you know, let me know. Super curious. Puff Dutch says, John, I noticed that a lot myself with his punches. Once his form comes around, the accuracy is there right now. For sure, for sure. Alright guys, this is day 2 of me learning how to fight. I'm in my 30s. Puff Dutch says, I use southpaw Philly shell with peekaboo Tyson element. 70s and 80s were way better, says Anon. Alright, I mean, yeah, I mean, 70s I bet was the time to be alive, you know? Without cell phones, without the internet, you know, I feel like people were more like connected. You know, they say we're connected more than ever now, but I feel like back in the 70s, you know, it was just more connected. Puff Dutch says I can go switch, but I prefer southpaw and I'm right-handed. John says you do day with both sides. DH says the 90s were pretty rad. I dropped 100 bozos in the 90s. You stepped to me back then. It was over. Oh, DH knocked out 100 people in the 90s. Well, let's call them bozos. Shout out to DH. Pup Dutch says 90s was a time, bro. I was born late 80s, so a kid in his 90s, it was peak. Man, I bet, bro. I bet. I can only imagine, you know. I'd be watching like YouTube shorts with that like nostalgic music, and it'd be showing like shopping in the 90s, you know, stuff like that. You know, and I'm like, wow, that looks awesome back then, you know. Chronicle says, what's the workout routine? I just hit this bag over 100 times, so I'm gonna get back to it. Let me just try to get through all these comments, guys. Everybody hit that like button if you like, you know, this type of content and you want to see this, if you want to see this channel grow. Alright, DH, in the 90s, I was fresh in training. I was so bad they put me in special ed due to behavior and violence. Appreciate the comment, man, you know. All the comments, you know, helps everybody out, guys. Luffy says 90s were the best time. Pup Dutch says DH, now I've been out of school. Luffy says we had the right amount of technology. Michael, he's been a day one supporter here. Shout out to Michael. He says, let's go. Luffy says, wait to go play outside, then come back, watch the Ninja Turtles. That's awesome, Luffy. Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, you know. How about them Rugrats? Alright guys, daily reminder to drink your water. Man, lots of comments coming in, guys. If you're still watching this, hit that like button. Alright, Luffy says, the greatest left in history. I love Brazil. They always give us the best football. For sure, man. I'm ready for that World Cup, you know, that soccer World Cup. You know, what country are you rooting for in the World Cup for soccer? What up, HDR Design? What up, Beach Comer? Program time. What up, General? Michael, what up, Michael? Alright, Rodrigo, what up, Rodrigo? He says he's Brazilian. I serve in the Special Forces. If I were there, I'd spend 5 minutes with you boxing. Shout out to Rodrigo. Yeah, man, I could use the training, man. I need somebody like you to train me, you know, because I got no idea what I'm doing. Alright, Luffy, older comment says you have to be disciplined to watch your favorite show. I used to wake up early on Saturday morning just to watch some cartoon. That's true, guys. I kind of experienced that, you know, you wake up late, you gotta wait a whole nother week to watch your show. Appreciate everybody being here, guys. You know, a friendly reminder, guys, to stock up on food. You know, we got a lot of potatoes here. You never know when like another 2020 pandemic might pop up, guys. Retail stores will be flushed out. You won't be able to get toilet paper, nothing. You know, I want you guys to stock up on food, water, weapons, essentials. You know, always be ready, guys. Don't do it for you. Do it for your loved ones. Alright, Luffy says Brazil has the largest military force in South America, and their special forces are well known of their quality. Really? I did not know that. Gotta look up some on YouTube, some Brazilian special forces, you know? Shout out to Brazil. You know, I hear it's a beautiful place. You know, I want to check out the Amazon over there, the Amazon rainforest. You know, if you guys had the chance to take a trip to visit the Amazon rainforest in Brazil, would you take it? Michael says potato will make your hair grow. Alright, I might need that. You know, my hairline's messed out. John says start looking at YouTube instructions for style of your choice. Use a mirror or camera to self-criticism. Oh, okay, so it really comes down to it. So you can really like pick the fighting, you know, the fighting stance you're most comfortable with. You know, I appreciate that, John. Definitely will. I got a mirror right here, you know, so I'm gonna use that. Luffy says, I did visit Brazil. Go to Brazil and say that and see what happens. Of course, Brazil has issues like any other nation, but the 3 weeks I was there, I had a great time. Yeah, man. Definitely gotta travel more, you know, guys. Jasmine says, would you do ayahuasca in Brazil? Oh, I think I'll stay away from ayahuasca, you know. Jolly Bird, sorry bro, I don't got a pull-up bar here. You know, this is all I got. You know, everybody hit that like button, guys. Let's get this to 70 likes. You know, if you guys were here yesterday watching my live, I did over 120 push-ups. Now I'm training. This is day 2 of learning how to fight. You know, so let's go, guys. So invest in the mic for sure. Okay, guys, I appreciate that. Bro, you gotta fix the mic. Okay, gotcha. I'm just gonna hold the phone, guys. Alright, because I'm standing on something and I'm pretty sure it's messing up with the camera. John says he subscribed. I appreciate that, John. I appreciate the subscribe button. Subscribing. Welcome to the army. We're out here in the YouTube trenches fighting evil. Yep, that's right. I'm learning how to fight. What up, Hector? What's up, bro? How are you, man? No, thankfully, Jolly Bird, I got some water today. I appreciate you being back, Jolly Bird. You know, you're a real one. You've been here for the past few days, you know. So I appreciate that. Luffy says, in Italy, because my grandfather went to the University of Rome in the 50s, and he used to be a big football fan, and he always supported Italy. Wow, okay, cool, bro. Rihanna plays, says, I sub to you. Welcome to the army. We're out here in the YouTube trenches fighting evil. What up, Dev? Shout out to John Lewis. You're still here, bro? Appreciate you, man. Gooch says, you aren't made for fighting, learn how to shoot. You know, do both, guys. Learn how to fight. And Gooch has a point, guys. Learn how to shoot too, you know. I also don't know how to shoot, guys. I never shot a gun in my life. I had the chance, but I didn't take it. Yo, I think my phone's messing up, guys. People are saying that somebody's saying that the mic's not working good. So I gotta get a new phone, guys. I'm gonna work on that. Oh, what up, Abdul? Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, Abdul. um, you remember this, Abdul? I just did some of this. Abdul, he was in the other live stream a few days ago. He's a pro boxer. He knows how to fight. So if you guys got questions for him, go ahead and ask him. Yeah, Jolly Bird, that's true. Learning how to fight gives confidence. That's what's up. Scooch Move says not everyone is built for fighting. It's not an insult. Definitely, if sometimes people are not physically capable, especially the elderly, they should definitely learn how to shoot a gun. Yeah, the mic is bad, bro. Oh, man. Don't worry, guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to get a new phone. Somebody says the mic is fine. All right. Oh, yo, the FM player. Yo, what's up, bro? Welcome back to live, man. I just got done hitting this punching bag here, bro. The live's been going over for an hour, so I appreciate you showing up, bro. And if you guys want, go ahead and check out my channel if you like this type of content, You sound like a survivalist, not like someone looking to box in the weight class. No, I'm more into survival, but I guess you could say like fighting is kind of part of survival, so I'm doing that training today. That survival training, the fighting part. Shout out to Abdul. Shout out to John, he's still here. Shout out to FM Player. Oh, Abdul, I must have got the wrong person. I mean, I shouldn't say pro boxer, sorry. I think you said that you were just a boxer. Luffy says, I'd take a trip through South America. For sure. What up, Samir? Oh, okay, you were scrolling. Oh, okay, for sure, man. I appreciate you being here, bro. We're out here getting the heart pumping, drinking water. I want you guys to become the best version of yourself. All right, every single day, little by little. What up, Anurag? It was amazing. I got on the boat. I met some native folks on the Amazon that has cell phones, and they showed me their. That's wild, Fluffy. I bet you had a good time over there. You know, I wanna try out the food. I wanna try out the food in the Amazon. What up, Oh? What up, Samir? All good, Gooch. No problem, bro. I'm out here in the States. Gooch says, all your skills won't help you when dude's 120 pounds above you and fit. Anonymous 777 says, be like water. Okay, so Anonymous 77 is referring to a Bruce Lee quote. All right, let me know in the comments down below if you know this Bruce Lee quote. He said something like this, and I might get it wrong, so it goes like, empty your mind, be formless. Water goes into a cup, it becomes the cup. Be like water, my friend. So he's saying like adapt to your situation, be adaptable to your environment. John says, between punching, keep non-punching hand to protect chin, ribs, and liver and pancreas. All right, so this area, guys. So that's, I guess that's what you see on boxing guys. When they're not hitting, they're covering their face and their stomach area. What up, Alex? What's good, player? What up, Frog? Luffy says, it was a pleasure meeting you. Take care for now. I hope to see you later. And he says my mic is good. All right, thanks. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it, bro. All right, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on my future lives. I'm going to try to go live every night. Jen, what up, Jen? How's your night going? Gooch says that's why I think fighting doesn't work for survival. Okay, for sure, bro. John says you need to fill the cup with knowledge first to empty it. Shout out to John. He's still here. He's been here since the beginning. Man, shout out to John, man. He's just helping everybody in the comments, you know. Keeping the live interesting. What up, everybody? What up, Jan? What up, Rebs 1520? What up, Erie Rose? Erie Rose? How's it going? What up, Lightning? Gooch says knife fighting is good to learn. Yes, yeah, most definitely, man. So you got your gun, all right. But if somehow you lose it, you got your knife, you know. But if somehow you lose that, you got your hands. Oh yeah, and if you're a female watching this, make sure you get yourself some pepper spray, you know, so you can defend yourself. We're live from the Midwest area. Yeah, knife training is insane, man. Man, I just can't imagine stabbing. I don't get me wrong. I'll do it if I have to, but just knowing that you gotta cut somebody deep with a knife, man, it's crazy to think about, guys. But don't get me wrong, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. John says, when you hit punching bag, your arms drop. Keep them up. Got you, bro. Okay. I'll try to remember that. That's good, Jen. You know, stay safe out here. You know, make sure you get like make sure you train. You know, I want you guys to stockpile food. You know, I got a lot of potatoes here. I got a lot of water here. I'm stockpiled. And I want you guys to be stockpiled too, okay? I don't want a bad situation happening, a natural disaster, you know. And if you guys can, make sure you have like some backup batteries for your cell phones. What up, Volcan? What up, bro? What up, Rebs? John says survival first, sometimes with no choice for fight. That's right, guys. What up, Scorpion? What's up, bro? Ricky says, what do you lose? What do you do if you lose your mind? Man, that's a good question. I have no idea, bro. All right, Abdul. He's out here representing Libya. So I appreciate that, man. People watching from all over the world. They want to improve themselves. You know, and if you're down with that, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my future lives. I'm going to try to go live every night. John says, even if martial art expert pepper spray might win against knife of close range firearm. That's right, man. Everybody, get yourself some pepper spray. You know, and if you have a female loved one over the age of, let's say, 14, get them some pepper spray and show them how to use it. What up, Jordan? What's up, bro? What up, Luis Silva? I just got here. I went ahead and was punching this, guys, but I'm all done for today. Maybe tomorrow I'll come back here and do some more. Abdul says pepper spray is a cheat code. Erie Rose, no, go get the Glock. Show theme how to use it. Abdul says you use glue spray more effective. I never heard that before. Glue spray? I gotta look into that. What up, cliente? What's up, bro? Channel Weapon says how much toilet paper you have. Man, that I'm lacking on, guys. I only have about like 5 rows of toilet paper, so I gotta stock up on that, man. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, but we just got done. The live's been up for like an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, earlier everybody was talking about boxing here in the comments. So, but this is not the last time. If you don't wanna miss out on future lives, hit that subscribe button, guys. Erie Rose says, Green, Texas, locked and loaded. Shout out to Erie Rose. They're out here representing Texas. You know, I gotta visit Texas one day, man. I wanna try out the food. What restaurant should I try out if I go visit Texas? Man, all this food talk Got me feeling hungry. Who's hungry with me? John Lewis says, survival situation, food, shelter, protection, take everything and use it when necessary. Gotcha. Erie Rose says, Black's barbecue. Okay, you got me at barbecue. One day I'm gonna go visit Texas and I'm gonna go live at a Black's barbecue. What a burger. Okay, for sure. I gotta check what a burger. I love me a good burger. I like my burgers with 3 meat patties in them. And some cheese, of course. Alright guys. Appreciate everybody being here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live soon. Geronimo says triple burger. Oh yeah. Definitely triple burgers. All day, every day. Our Erie says Houston lit. You don't know where to go. I gotta check out Houston then. Geronimo says, what's up from Chicago? What up, bro? Abdul says, peace out, man. Keep up with the hustle. Peace out, Abdul. Good night, man. Shout out to everybody in Libya. John says, try to eat clean. Yeah, guys. Make sure you eat your meats and your fruits. You know, if you guys have trouble with your diet, I like watching this one guy on YouTube called, his name is Paul Saladino. You guys might have heard of him. But I love watching his stuff. That guy, he's on point with his diet. You know, so if you guys are ever wondering how to eat clean, look up Paul Saladino on YouTube. Alright guys, peace out guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. Have 5 fruits a day, plenty of water, 2 to 3 main meals a day. Yeah, lots of fruit guys. Make sure you guys eat lots of fruit. You know, don't be afraid of eggs. You know, eggs are packed with vitamins and minerals. Alright, and if you're craving soda, drink some orange juice, guys. Alright, John says, peace out, bro. Keep training. Will do, bro. The grind never stops. Alright, guys. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate that. Alright. Hit the subscribe button, guys, so you don't miss out on anything. Later, guys. Stay safe. Make sure all your doors are locked. Peace out, Isaiah.